Whether you're leading your business, your ministry, or your life, you will be faced with your Goliaths. Your Goliath is the gossips and the lies that is told on you. Your Goliaths are doubts and fear. Your Goliath is your inability to lead. The important question that you want to ask yourself as you come up against the Goliaths of life is, how anchored are you in your David to elevate yourself to that stage where you are prepared and ready to conquer Goliath, just like David did. Now, David, he had vision, wisdom, processes. He had processes, he had leadership abilities, and he had systems. And I'm going to share some of them today with you. So, when you're stepping out into business, when you're stepping out into your ministry, you're stepping out into life, you know how to apply the David formula to optimize how quickly you can defeat the Goliaths in your life. But just before I get into today's lesson, permit me to remind you of the story of David and Goliath. Now, Goliath was not an ordinary giant. This was a giant that stood at 9 feet tall. Not only standing at 9 feet tall, this was a seasoned Philistine warrior, coming up a little Jewish boy, a little shepherd boy. And all he had was a sling with 5 smooth stones. But here is where David, because he was anchored in vision, he was anchored in wisdom, he was anchored in resources, he was anchored in processes, he was anchored in leadership, and he was anchored in system. He looked at the Goliath and he said, "You are no match for me." So the question is again, how anchored are you in your David to come against the Goliaths that is going to come in front of you as you try to navigate life? David had no fear of the lies and the gossips. David had no fear. Doubt had no stronghold over his life. The inability to lead had no stronghold on his life. So the big question is, what practical steps can you take to position yourself to be like David? You see, what I've learned is that to position yourself to be a leader that stand out in business, in your ministry, and in life, you need to understand some essential facts of life. And one of those facts that I want us to talk about today is vision. And vision is one of the fruits of visionary leaders. In my book, Pathways of Influence, Timeless Processes to Build Wealth, we go deep into this analysis. One of the tools that you need in business, in your ministry, and in life is to exercise mastery over vision. All right. Now, vision can be applied in many aspects of your lives. Vision can be applied to your personal life. What practical steps can you take to do so? Vision can be applied in your social life. Vision can be applied in your family life, and vision can be applied in your professional life. The big question is, are you applying vision in these four corners of your life? I want to go deep today into how to apply vision to your personal life, because this is important. You see, David was anchored in a strong sense of self. And what you want to do is to position yourself to master your sense of self. I keep emphasizing this. People can never rise above their sense of self. You see, mastery over your sense of self is the foundation for life and living. It is a pathway to identify and master who you were born to be. And you were born to be the captain of your ship. You were born to be the pilot of your plane. You was born to be anchored in purpose and in your destiny. But if you do not understand what is the true sense of self and how to amplify the true sense of self in your life, you're going to be defeated by the Goliaths in your life. The lies and the fear and the doubts and the inability to lead, to create impact, all of those are your Goliaths. The big question that I want you to examine here today, now that you understand the importance of rising to the occasion to master your sense of self, do you know how to get there? I'm going to share with you practical steps that you can use to get there. Now, one of the first things that you want to do to position yourself to master your sense of self so you can exercise dominion over your purpose and dominion over your destiny, you have to bring yourself to that point where you understand the fruits of visionary leaders. Don't get into a battlefield without scanning the entire field so you have a clear interpretation of the field in which you're going into. Now that you understand that you can now exercise vision as a strategist as to how you're going to navigate the field to attain your objective. What is vision? Vision is the ability to think ahead. Vision is the ability to see beyond problems. Vision is the ability to take informed action to achieve desired results. But here it is. Many people, you may think ahead, you know what you want, but then you get stuck in the problem zone. You don't know why you want it and you don't know how to achieve it. And that's a problem zone that you don't want to be stuck in. Because when you are stuck in the problem zone, it's an indication that the Goliaths of life is winning against you. And that means that you have to lean into your David that says to Goliath, you are no match for me. So you have to internalize the entire embodiment of vision and truly apply this concept to your life. Vision is knowing what you want. Vision is knowing why you want it. And vision is knowing how to achieve it. Now, to do all of this, you must seek knowledge. And I want to emphasize this. The knowledge to succeed in business exists. The knowledge to succeed in your ministry exists. The knowledge to succeed in life exists. Knowledge exists whether you know it or not, believe it or not, accept it or not, position to live it or not, knowledge exists. So what you need is understanding of that knowledge. That means you have to commit time, talent, and resources to truly understand the knowledge that exists that is going to help you to get the high reward, the measurable results, the predictable outcome in all aspects of your life, in business, in your ministry, and in life. Knowledge exists. Seek the understanding. Now, once you get the understanding, it's not enough to know that it exists. It's not enough to understand that knowledge exists. It's equally important to be able to apply that knowledge. You see, David, he applied a body of knowledge to defeat the Goliath on the field. A little shepherd boy defeating a Philistine warrior. Not an ordinary Philistine warrior, a giant, because he was able to understand knowledge. He was able to apply knowledge. He was able to apply to the extent where he had mastery in how he applied that body of knowledge. So if you want to conquer the Goliaths in your life, you have to understand these principles. Again, in my book, Pathways of Influence, Timeless Processes to Build Wealth, is really going to go deep into this analysis, because you will not only learn the importance of vision and how to apply vision to business, to your ministry and life, you will also understand what is wisdom and the importance of wisdom, what is resources and how to apply resources, what is processes and how to apply processes, what is leadership abilities, and in the absence of leadership ability, how compromised are you? We will examine all of this, and last but not least, we'll place a lot of emphasis on systems. So I encourage you to like, subscribe, and share. Moving forward, we're going to be hosting a number of free programs that is going to really help you to rise in knowledge, rise in your understanding, rise in the application of knowledge, rise in the mastery of that knowledge, so you can come to that point where you can say, I have wisdom. So be blessed. I trust you would have enjoyed today's broadcast, and see you in the next program.